of all, let's talk in the course of the game. Did you know that you were going to be able to get at them defensively through the air?
Yeah, we've seen them on film. They do a lot of backside press coverage, and they really trust their corners to make a lot of big plays for them. And Brandon got behind them a few times. They made a few mistakes, and that was a big part of the game for us. But I think they really respect our weak side receivers too, which makes them have to come over and play kind of manned up on the back. So all the weapons everywhere really open up the backside.
A couple of key plays. The one first to Matt Peterson down the sideline late. What did you guys see? What was on that play?
The slant to Matt over the middle. The backer kind of filled, and Matt did a great job replacing exactly where he went. He stayed skinny on top of him, and he really reached his hand out and just made a move, and he was gone. They just kind of overplayed, kind of maybe to the middle a little bit, and left his slant wide open, and he made a play after that. So.
And then you guys ran up the line real quick. Is it something you guys have done in the past?
A little bit. I think the coaches trust me a little bit to kind of call a few plays if I'm feeling it. So we hurried up, kind of caught them off guard a little bit, just QB sneaked, and I don't know if they were ready for it. So
okay,
that was kind of my goal too.
That's good.
Hoping it was going to work out.
And 2 plays. The one to John Bounty. There wasn't a lot of space in there. Were you just thrown to a spot and you thought he was going to get it?
Well, Bruce, our slot back, had a vertical on that, and he held the safety just long enough to fit that in behind the linebacker. But I trust John a lot. We go back to high school, and he's one of our better receivers at catching in traffic. He's a big body and boxes guys out well. So he made a great catch and made a guy miss.
And now let's talk about that last play. We got to talk about that last play. Obviously, you guys are trying to run out the clock on it. Just take us through it. What happened?
All right, so I was gonna run around 3 seconds, fall down. Hey. Coach Rand knows I wanted pistol, but I got my feet stepped on and I fell over, and it was just a whoopsie, and it's rare, but our defense stepped up, made a great play, and they came through for us. So.
That's my last question. So there's no truth in the rumor that you and Nate Adams were working together to get him the last sack?
Last sack, yeah. No truth to that rumor, but Nate's been great for us all year. He just got to play.
This year, did you guys have to make any adjustment in that second half? Jeff DeBose is gashing you guys pretty good, and Gustavus is moving. All of a sudden, you guys started to come up with stops. What was the adjustments you guys made?
The adjustment, I feel, was more of an attitude issue. Like, we're playing hard all game, always do. But the issue came to doing our correct assignments. They didn't come with anything we didn't expect. It was more or less just our own executing. And throughout the second half, we just continued to execute better and better.
And then let's go through that last play. You guys think you're done. So as a defensive unit, you're kind of celebrating. And then all of a sudden, you have to get called back on the field. Is that tough to get back in that mode? We got to make this play.
Oh, right away, like you see the play happen, you're like, and then you're like, I got one more play left. Let's do this, And, looking back in hindsight, I'm glad I got one more play,
Yeah.
So, you're down, you have that split second, you're like, dang, but then right away, your adrenaline's pumping right away, and you're all hyped up to go.
And there wasn't any flashbacks of last year to Bethel as well, as far as they've got one more play, let's get this stop, now we're going to do it?
No, it was just, let's go, let's make the play.
Okay, what was the call for that last play, the defensive call?
We called a state blitz, which is man pressure, and then we adjusted out on the one wide receiver side, so they couldn't just run a quick fade. So we had 2 guys on it.
What was your responsibility?
I was jamming the backside one, and then we had our corner over the top, so that they couldn't run it. So they couldn't throw a simple fade.
Last game on the Jake. Any particular memory, that you're going to be fond of as you played, as you finish out your career?
Fond of as a player. Every game here is memorable. You think about it all the time. This last game is going to be something I'm not going to forget. Neither is beating St. John's last year for the first time at the Jake in 26 years at that point or whatever. And both fantastic memories, a lot of them. But yeah, I'll remember this one for sure.